Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another night of Passim Streams. Passim Streams is the live streaming part of Club Passim. We've been putting on these live streaming shows nearly nightly now since March 12th. Um, we have moved our School of Music classes and workshops online. Some of our outreach programs have gone online. We'll have our Celtic Festival online. We've been doing all of this these days as a nonprofit organization. If you don't know about Passim, we've been a venue in Harvard Square in one way or another for over 60 years, the last 25 as a nonprofit organization. So we're not just a music venue where music happens during normal times, 7 nights a week, but we also run a music school, have the outreach programs, have a Celtic Festival in January, BCM Fest. We give grants to artists through our Iguana Music Fund, and all of these things have now gone online for the time being. Occasionally, we'll do a live stream from the club, but mostly these live streaming shows have been happening from wherever folks are at any given time. We have been asking that people make donations to these shows. Instead of a hard ticket, we have been asking for donations. We know it's been a hard time for everyone out there. There's a lot of folks out of work, there's a lot of folks who have limited access, and we want to make sure that you're getting music, but that you're able to, if you're able to make donations, then that is a tremendous help to both us and the artists. We split the donations that come in with the artists. If you go to passim.org/stream, you can make a donation. We're suggesting a donation of $18 for tonight's Rachael Sage show. We hope you can do that. If you can't do that, we still want you to tune in. We still want you here watching. If you can share this with your own social networks, if you can share it on YouTube and Facebook, that helps, gets a lot of eyes and ears on it, and that helps everybody out. So we really appreciate you being here. This is how we make money these days. This is, we don't have a place that we can go and see concerts in person and sell you food and drinks and things like that, but we have these online shows still, and we're happy to be presenting music in any way, and hopefully you all are staying safe and well. But do visit passim.org/stream. You'll see our streaming show schedule. If you visit just passim.org, you'll see information on all of the other programming, including the School of Music, which has gone completely online, and also the Iguana Music Fund, which helps give grants to New England-based artists for their projects. This is a grant that we've been giving away through Passim for the past, I think, 11 years now. Every year we give out $40,000 in grants, the grants between $500 and $2,000 to help artists with their projects. Now, I know that this year there's going to be a lot of people asking for home studio equipment, for increased ability to do streaming shows and things like that. The application process is open right now. If you visit passim.org/iguana, you can see information on that. And if you are a musician, or if you know a musician that is in need of some funding for a project, they can apply for that. The applications will be open up until October 15th, so keep an eye out there. We're thrilled to be bringing music to you however we can, and tomorrow night we're going to continue with our series of virtual open mic nights that we've been having on Tuesday nights, so the community can get involved. Right now, someone that we had originally scheduled for back in the spring, and then we rescheduled it for the fall, and we're still online. But we're happy to have her here right now. Please welcome Rachael Sage.
Hello.
Hello, Rachael. How
Yay.
are you?
I'm okay. I'm especially good tonight because I'm here with you.
Excellent, excellent. I know it's such a hard question to ask these days. Like, how are you doing? It's like, well, it is still 2020, so it can't be
Yes.
good.
I wore my happy sweater
There you
just
go.
to try to, set the mood.
That's all that we can ask. Is there anything during all this time at home? Is there anything good that has come out of this for you? And like,
Oh,
are you
without
learning new
question.
things?
And I love that. I love that you asked that. Thank you, Matt.
Sure.
Yes, this past week I actually presented, with the help of my record label, Empress, a benefit for women's cancer. And it was entirely online, of course, and it raised, I think, upwards of $7,000
Oh,
for the
that's
Foundation for Women's
fantastic.
Cancer. So I couldn't have done that without so many people's support. And it is a silver lining that we could come together in this way around music. And I know we're all doing our best. So thank you for giving me this platform tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've all had to learn new skills and get creative however we can, and we're happy to have you here with
You
us
look
tonight.
very impressive, manning your spaceship there. I can tell you've got gear in front of you. You've
I've
got
got
your
all
headphones.
kinds of stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to be very professional.
We try.
Well, it's great to have you. Take it away,
Thank
Rachael
you.
Sage.
Well, hello and happier Monday, everybody. I mentioned on my social media that I was going to be thinking a lot about autumn and change and fall tonight in this set. So that is the loose theme. We'll see what happens. Blue sky days, white oceans, open embrace, gold sun rays, red moonlight's God-given grace. But I don't know where I'm going, I can't see straight. The line upon the pavement is a moving snake. Feel hope in the dark, reaching out. Recklessness and anger's rushing out my mouth. Oh, oh. Gratitude. How could I forget you? Bare feet in sand dunes, melodies from old-fashioned tunes, minty in bed, wisdom that's over my head. But I don't know where I'm going, I can't see straight. The line upon the pavement is a moving snake. Feel hope in the dark, reaching out. Recklessness and anger's rushing out my mouth. Oh, oh. Gratitude. How could I forget you? Oh, 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 gratitude. How could I forget you? Blue sky days, white oceans, open embrace, gold sun rays, red moonlight's God-given grace. But I don't know where I'm going, I can't see straight. The line upon the pavement is a moving snake. Feel hope in the dark, reaching out. Recklessness and anger's rushing out my mouth. I don't know where I'm going, I can't see straight. The line upon the pavement is a moving snake. Feel hope in the dark, or reaching out. Recklessness and anger's rushing out my mouth. Oh, oh. Gratitude. How could I forget you? Oh, 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 gratitude. How could I forget you? So that was similar to the album arrangement of Blue Sky Days from my pretty new record, Character, which I happen to have right here. In case you're as myopic as me, I'll bring it a little closer. And look at that, Matt made sure that it matched the banner at the bottom. I appreciate that. He knows I get a little anxious if things don't match. We've known each other a long time, me and Matt. And I have some incredible memories of playing Club Passim through the years. I was thinking of a very interesting incident I had where I showed up. I plugged in my Kurzweil at the time. My wonderful tour manager and bestie Meredith may recall this incident. And lo and behold, the darn thing didn't want to turn on. And I think we were about an hour away from the show. We were going to do a quick sound check. It was a CD release. And of course, because Passim is just so uber prepared and music-centric, they had keyboards galore for me to choose from. So it wasn't really a crisis at all. And anywhere else it probably would have been, because at that point I didn't really play too much guitar. But I just remember that immediately endeared me to the venue. They were like, no problem. Here's another keyboard. So, good memories there ever since. And I've made so many friends there, supporting others and sharing the stage and playing the campfire festival. So, just was thinking about all of that today. And notably, I was also thinking about when I first booked this show, when I was very, very eager to come back to Boston, to the Boston area, because I received my cancer treatment at Mass General. And I had such incredible care there and the most extraordinary oncologists and amazing nurses. And I was so eager for them to come and hear me play at Club Passim. So they are tuning in tonight, those who are not, in the operating room. And I'm going to send this out to them. This is called Sister Song. Everybody's looking over your shoulder. Seems they can't wait to hear what's next. Everybody's saying she's looking older. Or could it be there is a cruel subtext to all this endless adulation? All this reckless fatuation. So I will stay with you tonight in case this corset gets too tight, and I will keep you company, 'cause that's what a sister should be. Da 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 da. So they said it was the year of the woman. I believe it was the year of sex. Maybe this will be the year of the human. That could be a bit complex for all these endless aberrations from meaningful expectations. So I will stay with you tonight in case this corset gets too tight, and I will keep you company, 'cause that's what a sister should be. Everybody's looking under your mattress. Seems they can't wait to find that pea. Maybe you were never quite the princess everybody was ashamed you'd be, and all these endless presentations must affect your concentration. So I will stay with you tonight in case this corset gets too tight, and I will keep you, I will keep you, I will keep you company, 'cause that's what a sister should be. Yeah, that's what a sister should be. That's what a sister should be. That's what a sister should be. Ah, da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Thank you. I am resisting the urge to look at my phone and look at your comments, even though I know they may be appearing on Facebook and YouTube. I'm just going to be here now, and I can feel you. I can feel that you're there, and I've done plenty of those other kind of live streams on my own Facebook page, and it's fun to have that interactivity in real time, but it's also nice to get a little bit more formal and fancy and not hold a device all the time. You know, you don't want to be holding your phone all the time. It's not very professional. So, that being the case, let's just talk about my sweater, because, you know, these are times in which it's still okay to try to summon some fabulousness once in a while, I think. And as long as it's sweater weather, I figure I would pull this little gem out of the tour suitcase. And I say tour suitcase because this extended Airbnb apartment situation is where I have been since all of this mishigas, that's craziness, started. So, you know, it was a little awkward, change of seasons, spring wardrobe, but thankfully I had this sweater and I'm enjoying it. It's super happy. It's Keith Haring. I love Keith with all my artsy soul, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I am a little schwitzy, so I may take it off, but I figured I should at least, you know, highlight his beautiful iconography while I can. You may also notice that I am in front of some of my own arts and crafts here, courtesy of Society 6. They've done a wonderful job helping me print my artwork so I can make a little bit of an exciting background for you. And then these are some of my paintings behind me. And just for collective awareness, this is my very last bittersweet live stream from this particular venue, Chez Sage, as I've been calling it, meets Club Passim. But that is because I'll be moving somewhere new and probably a little bit more comfortable for me. So that's good news, but it's also, you know, a little verklempt to be leaving here. So along those lines, I think I'm going to switch back to the keyboard. And going to play a little song for my wonderful neighbors. They've been so amenable to my musical ways. This is called Unbeauty. Do you miss me at all? Do you turn off the light when you sleep? I always leave the light on. Do you crawl when you creep? Do you fly when you fall from above? I always fall for someone. When the rain comes down, are you there in your room, listening hard for the thunder? When the rain comes down, are you where you need to be to appreciate the great unbeauty? Do you miss me at all? Do you turn off the light when you dream? I always leave the And are you just what you seem? Did you always believe in the one? I still believe she might come. When the sun comes up, are you there in your room? Listening hard for the silence. When the sun comes up, are you where you need to be to appreciate the great unbeauty? Do you miss me at all? Do you turn off the light when you love? I always leave the light on. Do you crawl when you creep? Fly when you fall from above? I always fall for someone. When the darkness falls, are you there in your room? Listening hard for the distance. When the darkness falls, are you where you need to be to appreciate the great unbeauty? Unbeauty. Unbeauty. It's a song from my album Illusions Carnival. Give you a little anecdote about that song. I played and sang it in one take, which is typical for others perhaps, but not so much for me. Because I'm a little OCD in the studio, and I usually like to do like 20 takes of a song until I feel like I've gotten it, at least as perfect as I possibly can, or as much as I recall I may have live. But that one, I just sat down and literally played a piano that had fallen off the back of a truck. I'm not making this up. It was a Steinway, the biggest size grand you could have, concert grand, and it had in fact fallen off the back of a truck. And so that was how this studio, Soho Sound, I think, or Soho Studios, on the Lower East Side, ended up cheaply with this beautiful piano that was badly marred on the outside but perfectly fine on the inside. And I was so enamored with the piano that I just twinkled the song away in one take. Rarely happened since. I guess I need to play beat up instruments more often. Note to self. Yes, please, suggested donations tonight. Please support Club Passim. We love Passim so much. And I also really appreciate that the suggested donation is Chai. Thank you for choosing the magical number that means life. 18, especially during these days of awe, as we call them. I hope everyone who observed had a good New Year and a contemplative Yom Kippur. Along those lines, I'm going to shift gears and do a little bit of poetry, because that's what I've been doing. I've been writing a lot of poems, not as many songs, but I know that they will come when they want to. So this is called Fall, and I wrote it in 2016, and I always give these disclaimers that I don't really remember what I was thinking about when I wrote this, if anything, because sometimes these are very fast, subconscious pieces, but it is thematic, so here we go. I get the sense you're a very private person. I leave leaves on the ground that fall from fragile branches, relics of what is, or even omens of what's possible. You gather yours up quickly, push them into paper bags. Surreptitiously, they fall again and again in place, invisibly. Everyone presumes you keep your most precious secrets in cupboards behind hordes of glistening antiques, so valuable it would be madness to lock them up miserly. You can't possibly be showing us everything in this museum. Or is it an arboretum every time I catch a glimpse of your sideways smile, as minimalistic as you appear to be? I hear a train whistling so loudly it's almost deafening, a kettle boiling over so recklessly it shatters any temporary illusions regarding your subtlety, a jacket you wear so profoundly. Privacy protests prophecy. I never knew how noisy trees could be. Just a little autumn poem for you. I'm going to do one more and then perhaps we'll do a little improvisation, because why not? So, this must have been written around the Jewish holidays because it's called Blessing Over Cheap Wine, which is something I don't drink anymore. I don't drink wine. I don't eat sugar. It's part of my, post-recovery diet. So I will read this and fondly miss my Manischewitz. No, not really. It's pretty gross. Blessing over cheap wine. I gave myself 7 minutes to decide, to drink you in or let you fall like autumn. Leaves me more quickly than lovers breathe. Sometimes the years are seconds, sometimes the hours rip like wind. Eyes of China. If saucers were turquoise, I swear I would never leave without butterfly kissing, since circling in figures, there's no way I could have perfected alone. Perfection is cursed, affection blissed. The stories that live in my skin are wickless, but burning still like lava beneath what clouds cannot stain red, with broken hearts staring. Shall I confess? I was 1 minute shy of saying je t'adore in languages too swift to type or tap dance. But hopeful are we, you might whisper the rest to yourself. Might I sing again for you, so blessed. Little French caught me by surprise there. You never know what you wrote in 2004. Yes, I have been compiling my poetry archives from various sources these last months in hopes of editing it all into a book at some point in the near future. But one thing at a time. I'm still very much deep inside this album, Character. And along those lines, I'm going to play a song called Cave. And haven't played this in a few weeks. We'll see what happens. I actually wrote this when I was a teenager in college, and I probably didn't have any idea what I was writing about, but now I do. Let me tune first. It's the thoughtful thing to do. I can kibitz with you while I tune. Learned that from Judy Collins. I've toured with her quite a bit through the years, and recently covered one of her songs called Open the Door, which just was released to radio as a single in England. And so, of course, DJs have been asking me a lot of questions about Judy and how I knew her. And I was recalling the day that I met her, actually. It was amazing. I was at a conference in France called Midem, Le Midem, and her manager was there, and we met in the lobby of this wildly fancy hotel where everybody took meetings, and I was there on behalf of my record label, Empress. And I somehow ended up meeting Judy and her manager and booking a gig in that conversation to play her Wildflower Festival. And once we met and clicked, it was instant love. And I'm so grateful that she let me cover her song on my album, and just so grateful that she's been so supportive all these years. And I'm not going to do one of her songs now, but I was just thinking about how much I enjoy her banter in between songs when she's tuning, because inevitably she talks about Leonard Cohen, who's one of my other favorites. And that does bring me to this recording, which I made with Andy Zula this past year. And we were listening to a lot of Leonard Cohen and also Crosby, Stills, and Nash, so there's an abundance of harmony on this track. I'm sorry I can't do all the parts for you right now. I am sitting here in silence, like a stone inside a pool of running water, falling down a twisting, aching, straining stream, inside a cave, inside a mountain, inside me, inside of you. Here I am, of icy glacial bits and pieces broken through the very center of my holiness, like pennies thrown into some ancient fountain, turning surfaces to wishes in a stream, inside a cave, inside a mountain, inside me, inside of you. Sometimes I almost want to die when I say so many lies. Why do you make me want to be that way? It's almost obscene the way I don't say what I mean, even though I try to, but I can't be anything but distant. It's all been wonderfully marvelous to feel you're as near as I have ever come to being one with anyone for real. It's all been wonderfully marvelous to touch. I'm as close as I have ever come to wanting anybody way too much, or not enough too easily to be loved too much, or not enough. I am sitting naked in a public place, inside my facing you is all I do to keep from telling you the truth is in my way. It's still your way of killing me, is to throw me in a stream, inside a cave, inside a mountain, inside me, inside of you. Sometimes I almost want to die when I say so many lies. Why do you make me want to be that way? It's almost obscene the way I don't say what I mean, even though I try to, but I can't be anything but distant. It's all been wonderfully marvelous to feel you're as near as I have ever come to being one with anyone for real. It's all been wonderfully marvelous to touch. I'm as close as I have ever come to wanting anybody way too much, or not enough too easily to be loved too much, or not enough too much, or not enough too easily to be loved too much, or not enough. Inside me, inside of you. 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 was called Cave, from my newish album Character, which is really, in many ways, a chronicle of my recovery after my cancer experience, which I suppose is still happening, but thankfully, yes, thank you. I am in complete remission and so grateful for the incredible support and encouragement that I received in 2019 as I was coming out of all of that. And needless to say, music was certainly a huge part of my recovery process. So let's see, what can I do along those lines? Oh, sure. So as you can imagine, when I wasn't feeling so great, I had various playlists that I listened to revive my spirit, and inevitably, the great Ani DeFranco was on one of them, and it was my female empowerment playlist. I think it was on Apple Music, and it popped up just when I needed it. So you may recognize this. I haven't played this in a while. We'll see. Whatever happens, it's all intentional. You may recognize it. Am I on? I am not on. There we go. I am walking out in the rain, listening to the low moan of the dial tone again, and I am getting nowhere with you, and I can't let it go, and I can't get through. And the old woman behind the pink curtains and the closed door on the first floor, she's listening through the air shaft to see how long our swan song can last in both hands. Now use both hands. On, close your eyes. I am writing graffiti on your body. I am drawing the story of how hard we try. How hard we try. And I am watching your chest rise and fall like the tides of my life and the rest of it all. And your bones have been my bed frame, your flesh has been my pillow, and I've been waiting for sleep to offer up the deed with both hands. Oh, with both hands. And in each other's shadows we grew less and less tall, and eventually our theories couldn't explain it all. And I'm recording our history on the bedroom wall, and when we leave the landlord will come and paint over it all. And I'm walking in the rain, listening to the low moan of the dial tone again, and I am getting nowhere with you, and I can't let it go, and I can't get through. In both hands, now use both hands. On, close your eyes. I am writing graffiti on your body. I am drawing the story of how hard we try. How hard we try. How hard we try. How hard we tried. Just realized my guitar was not on for that, but hopefully you could hear it a little bit through the mic. I shut it off to tune. I thought it was back on, but it was not quite pushed in all the way. So that was probably a semi-a cappella version of a very guitar-centric song. So I'm just going to leave it on. I'm not going to shut it off. Sometimes we shut off the guitar via the mute button at live gigs because we're just so afraid that the sound person isn't paying attention. But there's no sound person here, so old habits die hard. If we can't laugh at ourselves, we are lost. Wouldn't you agree? I thought there were going to be comments on the right-hand side here, so I was sort of expecting that a little bit. I'm just gonna check everything on the Facebook purely for the instant gratification of knowing that you're there. And I don't need to, to get too deep into reading anything, but it'll make me happy to do that. There you are. Yay. Oh, well, I should have just been doing this the whole time because what can I say? I like people, I like communication, but I was trying to just, do this, lock eyes with you out there without looking at my device. And yet I am a phone addict like the rest of you, even during my live shows. Hi, Adam. Well, it's great to see y'all. Marin likes the sweater. Guess I won't return it. And I'm just so happy that you guys are all tuning in. Hi, Mark. Well, I'll keep it going. And I will do another autumnal poem for you. This one looks too long, though. Why do something long when I can do something short? I think I got that philosophy from when I used to write jingles back in the 90s. Did you know I did that? Imagine a breeze that gets inside you and carries you away. Crystal Light. Introducing new Crystal Light with 5 delicious calories per serving. Slightly different accompaniment, though, on the actual one that aired, but very similar. But I digress. This is called Days of Awe, which, as I mentioned earlier, is what we are in somewhat. Well, it's pretty much over at this point, but it's lingering. That's what we call the Jewish high holidays and the time in between them. Nothing intimidating about the concept of days of awe. Not at all. Everything has a season, and it is inevitable that if you pull off the leaves before autumn, you will get your heart broken. I have never believed in karma. I have seen too many mensches suffer while the schlemiels won the prize. But if there is such a thing, I am willing to concede that I deserve the short end of this branch. Oh, the wailing that will begin once the dust settles and loneliness sets in. I leapt toward the light like a firefly, blinded by reckless abandon, careful meditation colluding together like Yoko and Lennon. Love, hate, genius, fate, and inevitable chaos, the beautiful kind, brilliant while it's burning, piercing in rewind. It would appear like I was writing about a little heartbreak back in 2010. Have to go check the diary. It seems like I got over it because I can't even remember who it was about. Time is indeed a healer, isn't it? And the poetry remains. Okay, well, I'm going to sit cross-legged for a minute and just fully embrace the hippie spoken word motif. Also, you can see my socks. They sort of go with my outfit, red, but no blue. I didn't realize I was going to be sharing them, but this just feels right. Nostalgia. And I wrote this in 2004. When people ask me, and this isn't part of the poem, when people ask me in interviews, what would you tell yourself if you could go back? What would you tell your 20 something or teenage self? What advice would you give? And, it's sort of the reverse for me. I feel like I go back to my younger self to learn more about what to do now. Anybody else feel that way? Here we go. My season is autumn, though I loathe the wind. Rattles my confidence, chills my thick skin. Still, with its fiery palette of trees, autumn reminds me how bravely love leaves. Leave him before he gets more than the best of you. Leave him before he believes you are one. Leave him before he unravels the parts of you no one has seen often as you have run. My color is orange, though I fear the sun. Bludgeons my faith with the force of a gun. Unrelenting in its nostalgic hue, orange reminds me hopelessly of you. Leave him before he gets more than the best of you. Leave him before he believes time is earned. Leave him before he confesses to parts of you no one has known because you've always turned. My arrow is crooked, though I hate to miss. It quivers against clouds tragically targetless. Still I'm alive with the light of the new. Crooked reminds me mostly now of you. Well, that's a lot more rhymey than any poems I've written since. So my dad might like that one. He's always, kvetching that my poems don't rhyme, and I try to explain to him that a more internal rhyme. So he might like this one, or perhaps it should just be a song. Time will tell. I'm going to play a little improv for you. I'm going to stay comfortably like this, but I need to have my right foot on the pedal. Walk along in these lonely streets. Walk along so I can feel my breath. Without distraction, without no relief set. I'll walk here alone so I can free myself. 'Cause you were the needle inside my pillow, and you were the beetle inside my mouth. You were the laughing and you were the choking. You were the fun I should have done without. You were the fun I should have done without. You were the fun I should have done without. It's funny how light moves you oh so slowly. Funny how time moves like butterflies. It tells you to hold on, it tells you you're holy, it tells you to love someone and to sacrifice. But you were the needle inside my pillow, and you were the beetle inside my mouth. You were the laughing and you were the choking. You were the fun I should have done without. You were the fun I should have done without. You were the fun I should have done without. Walk along in these lonely streets. Walk along so I can free my breath. Without distraction, without no relief set. I'll walk here alone so I can free myself. I'll walk here alone so I can. 'Cause you were the needle inside my pillow, and you were the beetle inside my mouth. You were the laughing and you were the choking. You were the fun I should have done without. You were the fun I should have done without. You were the fun I should have done without. I've got little things falling all over my keyboard that I put on at the front of it to remind myself of very positive isms that I get in my tea. But they were like actually falling into the keys, so that wouldn't be good. Beauty is not caused, it is Emily Dickinson. Has anybody else ever gotten that particular one with their tea? I like this one. And it's very autumnal. From a small seed, a mighty trunk may grow. Aeschylus. If you do it with a Jewish accent, it kind of seems like encouragement to, joint Weight Watchers or something. I can picture people I know saying this, and it manifesting a little bit differently. From a small seed, a mighty trunk may grow. You start with a pound. Suddenly, you're very svelte. Yes, a lot of damage. As long as it comes out as comedy. I was a ballerina for many years and no stranger to the fine art of culinary deprivation. But now, boy, do I love food. It's kind of all I think about under lockdown. The fridge is right there. I've had actually a mini fridge these last 7 months. Excuse me, getting verklempt just thinking about dinner. And, It's amazing how much food you can pack into a mini fridge and how much food you order when you aren't sure when you'll be able to get more again. So I certainly have not been starving these 7 months. And of course, I'm very, very grateful for everyone who has been delivering for me. I definitely haven't wanted to go out in person and walk through stores because I am a cancer thriver, and so I am a little bit more vulnerable, so they say. And they being the scientists, I am very apt to listen to them. So I will say I'm going to miss the guy who delivers to me locally here from Elm Street Market in New Haven has totally become my buddy. He's such a nice guy. We chit-chat on the porch, socially distanced through our masks, and who knows what food delivery adventures await me where I am moving to shortly. Wish me well. Well, I think I'm just going to do a couple more. And yeah, I had told my neighbor, my landlord, that I was doing this early tonight. I always try to warn him, he has a little baby, and I just want to make sure that if what I'm doing is going to conflict with her nap, for instance, that I might play more ballads. But he was like, do your thing, have fun. I'm going to play a ballad nonetheless. This baby's going to know Yiddish. She's going to know arts and crafts. I'm going to leave all the art supplies I can't fit in my suitcase that I came here with. I hope she has fun with them. This is called Umru Meine. Wer kennt die Schönheit von einem Verstehen? Wer kennt die Schein von deiner eigen Sein? Und nicht zerrissen werden soll sein Herz verfreit. Und nicht zerrissen werden soll sein Herz verleiht. Du, Umru meine, du, Umru meine, du. Tell me why I long so much for you. Never a day or evening passes by without thoughts and dreams of you are my heart. Without thoughts and dreams of you are my life. You, my unrest, only you. You, my unrest, only you. Woche denk ich also nach dir sag. Es geht doch nicht weg Nacht der Tag. Und noch ich trag von dir und noch ich träum von dir, von dir, von dir. Du Leben meinst, du Herz in mir. Du, Umru meine, du, Umru meine, du, Umru meine, du. Du, Umru meine, du. Getting all semi-operatic there at the end. I'm not sure if this is a strict 9 p.m. cutoff. I was told to play an hour. I guess unless somebody stops me, I will do one more, and then we'll see what happens. I haven't used my jingle bells yet. Whoops. Maybe that's why. The hit song. that hit me hard so, hides inside me, so afraid to rear its Medusa had the torrential and tempestuous net of success, a tangled web woven tightly against my pale skin. But if I can, deliver on it, if I can just give in, give in, give in to what the elders assert is the natural end of the scale of my middle C, of my bottom line. Maybe it seems my time will come and quickly I will move through this quicksand that's held me till now like a stone, immobile and more often than not alone. But awake, I could become so able suddenly to shine upon the planets of audience and animals, eternity and freedom of audience and animals, eternity and freedom of audience and animals, eternity and freedom. And though sincerity may be lost in the wake of all of this, the sweet, sweet smell of success, the sweet, sweet smell of success, the sweet, sweet smell of success, the sweet, 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 sweet smell of success. Well, thank you so much for being with me here tonight. Thank you, Matt and Club Passim, for having me. Yes, I encourage you to donate to Passim, which is one of the most incredible venues I've ever played. So much history there, such warm, amazing people. And I don't know what else I can say. This has been an honor, and I love y'all. I hope you're staying safe and well. I wish you joy and, all good things. Mwah. Yay.
That's Rachel Sage. What a treat to have her playing for us here tonight live on Passim Streams. Thank you all for tuning in. If you didn't get a chance to make a donation, you can do that if you follow the link below at passim.org/stream. We're recommending an $18 donation. That helps out both the club and helps Rachel with her music as well. Tune in tomorrow night for our virtual open mic night. Keep an eye on passim.org/stream for our future concerts, including a string of concerts from the venue happening later on throughout the month. We've got Stephen Kellogg next week, and then toward the end of the month we have Peter Mulvey's Lamplighter sessions, and we'll have a handful of others live streaming from the club, but mostly we'll be right here bringing it to you online from wherever people are. Thanks again for tuning in. We hope to see you again soon.